Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Moreno Show. I hope you are feeling good today. Guys, I got some amazing news and I'm so ecstatic to be the one to share with you guys. This just happened an hour ago. So let's go ahead and jump right in. President Trump was saying that the JFK files will be released tomorrow. Not 100 days from now, not next year, not the year after that. This is wild. We're going to dive in a couple perspectives there. In the same moment, we also have President Trump essentially calling NBC discredited and essentially not wanting to talk to this mainstream media. And that is just wild. We also have this moment with Caroline Leavitt and CNN's Caitlin Collins. This user writes that Caroline Leavitt smokes Caitlin Collins. And I just think this is hilarious. But she's essentially calling for a deeper capacity for these so-called reporters and journalists. And I just think this is so good. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This is so important. I'm so excited to get to share it. Also, real quick, if you like having conversations like this, please consider liking and subscribing. It really, really does mean the world to me. Okay, check this out.
We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this. And I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people, put together by Tulsi Gabbard, and that's going to be released tomorrow. We are
so exciting. I am so pumped for this. Anna Mattson, in response to this, says that RFK Jr. should be at that podium too, please. But you know what my question is? Like right now, this was shared by Rapid Response 47, the official White House account for posts like this. And what I think is fascinating is the caption says President Trump announces that the JFK files will be released tomorrow. But right now, in President Trump's statement, he said the Kennedy files will be released tomorrow. And if you guys go back to his executive order from 45 days ago or so, like after he was inaugurated, they said that the RFK Jr., that the JFK and the RFK as well as the MLK files will be released. So is RFK Jr.'s dad's files going to be released in this moment too? I don't know. There seems to be some sort of miscommunication here. I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, I'm excited. I really am. And Tribalism has this to say about President Trump releasing these files. He says, tomorrow will make a truly historic moment in American history. If President Trump follows through with this, America will never be the same. And I love this next part. He says, no matter who you voted for, this is the standard we should hold our presidents to. Complete transparency. Whenever I read this, I'm like, I just think this is so important since we're living in this time. Like, I consume a lot of news content. There's so much, inherent bias in all of this, right? And everyone's always like, villainizing one side or the other. And I'm like, at the end of the day, we're all U.S. citizens. We are all for America. We should all celebrate these victories. Right. And I love that Tribalism took this moment to say, no matter who you voted for, this is a standard we should hold our presidents to. Complete transparency. So I got to say, like, I'm excited for this. I really am. I also saw this moment from Benny Johnson. It's with President Trump at the Kennedy Center as well. And instead of taking this question from an NBC reporter, he just completely disregards them. And it was iconic. Check this out.
Who are you with? Oh, that's the same one. I don't want to talk to NBC anymore. I think you're so discredited.
Mr. President.
Wow. And honestly, they are not the only ones. A lot of people are feeling this way. A lot of people are upset with media. A lot of people aren't trusting them. And honestly, I don't know if people should be the ones to blame for this. I feel like the media has been digging themselves at this hole over the past couple of years, and I think this might be an appropriate response. One of the top comments says, I don't blame the guy. Same fake news, same dumb questions, just over and over again. Brad Smith says, this is just another step in the process. Trump will take the legacy media to their knees, but it will be up to the people to finish them. Legacy media is totally dependent on Americans supporting their advertisers. So true, so true. I do know that the people who watch these videos, honestly, they don't consume a lot of mainstream media. right? They have almost been so lied to in the past that they just completely disregard them today, and all they consume is just independent news from normal people, from normal journalists, from purely independent sources. And I think this is fascinating. Check this out. This is from the Washington Observer. They say Caroline Leavitt smokes CNN's Caitlin Collins. This is crazy. And again, this is in regards to President Biden's use of auto pen. Okay, a heavily controversial topic right now. Check it out.
We're talking about issuing preemptive pardons to these people.
But was he aware of his signature being used on every single pardon? That's a question you should ask the Biden White House.
Is there any evidence on that he wasn't aware of it?
You're a reporter. You should find out.
Okay,
Sean.
so I have a question on the
So often journalists just don't want to be journalists anymore. If you don't have the answer to something, let's go ahead and find it. So I saw this resource by Colin Rugg, again in response to President Biden's last minute pardons, and it's in regards to his signature. And if you could see this, look at all these signatures. This is from Biden family pardon. This is from the J6 committee pardon. This is from the Fauci pardon, and just look at all these. Look at how these all match up. See that? All match up perfectly. This is why this is heavily controversial. Like, was President Biden aware of the pardons that he was issuing? I don't know. Mike Johnson has also talked about this before too. Whenever he was communicating with President Biden, saying, like, hey, like, why did you execute this? I don't understand. And Biden's like, no, I didn't do any of that. And Mike Johnson's like, yes, you did. You signed off on this. And President Biden was just completely clueless. He didn't know. Why? Because so many people around him were actually mistreating him. He wasn't aware. You could talk about cognitive dissonance if you want. Nonetheless, the American people are the ones who are going to have to suffer through this, because the president that we elected was not the same president who was actually putting these signatures on these heavily consequential documents. And this is the tweet that President Trump sent out last night. He said, the pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselected committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. This is important. This is crazy. I even posted this on my community notes last night, and I just wanted to read some of the comments for a second. Yeah, Road Store says, let's start with Fauci and Adam Schiff. And 420 Prohibition says, so Fauci may still see accountability. Crazy. Sharong says, good. Let's start arresting people ASAP. Wow. Anyways, this is what's happening right now. Let me know what you think about all this. Let me know if you're excited about President Trump announcing that the Kennedy files are going to be released. Do you think that's going to include RFK Jr.'s dad? Right? Is it going to be all the Kennedys, or is it just going to be JFK Jr.? I'm not too sure. This is a little we're not sure what's going to happen. Do you think RFK Jr. is going to be on the podium? Do you think he's going to be in the room? I'm wondering what's going through his mind right now. That would be absolutely insane to hear. Also, do you think President Trump should have a little bit more grace to mainstream media, or is mainstream media getting exactly what they deserved after just being so cruel and unreasonable to President Trump, and being so disrespectful to the American people through their blatant bias in how they distribute the news? I'm not sure. You can go ahead and let me know on that. And what do you think about Caroline Leavitt with her takedown of Caitlin Collins? All right. Anyways, that's all for today. I'd love to know what you think about all this in the comment section, and I will see you all next time. Hope you have a great, wonderful day. Episode's over already? Jeez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.